let's say hello to Agis. Agis, do you want to tell us who you are?
All right. Hello, everyone. So my name is Agis. I am living in London, but I'm from Greece, and I am the director of RPG Stories. This is basically my first project as a director, and I'm just a guy that quit his day job. I was working in the video game industry as a senior producer for many, many years, and we've decided to create a team and create RPG Stories, which basically is a 3D world builder for tabletop RPGs, for games like Dungeons & Dragons, Call of Cthulhu, or sci-fi games like Blade Runner. And it's not only a world builder, you can also invite your friends and play as a VTT, as a virtual tabletop. So it's a 3D world builder virtual tabletop for all types of tabletop RPGs. And this is who I am, and I want to thank you for having me here. It's an honor, and hello to everyone. And I'm so sorry I'm not speaking German.
Oh, not everybody needs to speak German. So 2 questions at the beginning. You are the director, so we can say you are the boss of the project?
Yes, I am the boss of the project. And I am the guy who investing the money. So yes, I am the boss.
Okay, and second question, now in-game question, you said that RPG Stories is for fantasy, but even for sci-fi and for modern RPGs,
for modern
right?
horror, yeah, for modern horror RPGs. The reason we went that way, and I'll be honest, is that we want to create a community around us from all tabletop RPGs. We didn't want to go only for D&D, only for medieval games. We understand that most of the fans are playing Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder, but we know that there's a huge community out there that are playing other games. And we really wanted to give the chance to people to start playing in VTTs, because we figure out as we went on with the marketing that especially the modern era people are not using VTTs that much. So we wanted to give them the chance to do it. And here we are with the world builder already there. And we went on Kickstarter to raise the funds for the multiplayer and to update the whole thing. So we almost have a final product. The Kickstarter campaign is still up and running, and it's successful. And we are so happy about it. And right now we are trying to achieve our first stretch goal. Almost there, which basically will give us the power to upgrade all of our systems, create more auto ways for the users to do things.
So if I got it right, the Kickstarter, so your program is done, it's ready. And now the Kickstarter, everyone who's getting inside has the possibility to vote, for example, was this going to come next? Or what do you get when you back your Kickstarter?
Yeah, so let me explain this. It's not 100% ready. We have like the first version that we really like and we really enjoy. So as we speak, the world builder alpha version is ready. We are working on the multiplayer system for the virtual tabletop gameplay, the play mode basically. And the Kickstarter campaign has 2 goals. First of all, we want to upgrade all our features, make them look better, make them work better, and give extra features. The second reason is that we are giving the chance to all our fans and backers to vote for our next features. So what we have done is we thought, okay, let's stop here and ask the community what they need from us to do. So do you guys want, I don't know, 5 different dragons? Or do you want us to keep the same model, change the color, and spend that amount of money somewhere else to give you another feature like, I don't know, an initiative tracker or rules or whatever? So what we're trying to do is to give the opportunity to the people, to the users that will be using RPG Stories to always have a voice and tell us their opinion, tell us how they want to shape the design of the software.
This means this is a Kickstarter where it's best or important to be there from the beginning and not just in the last 2 days, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. We will be asking people on and on again and again during the development. But right now we are making like the most important, let's say, choices and decisions. So we present in our Kickstarter campaign several features that we are going to do because we think they're obvious. We think that they are really necessary to be done. But we give the chance to the backers to vote how exactly they want them to be, or how complex, or how manually, or how auto they want them to be. So yeah, and we really like to listen to everyone's opinion because, as we say, you are going to be the ones to use the software. We are going to use it as well, but you are the majority. So why not asking you instead of spending all the funds the way we like? And to be honest, we've taken some amazing feedback, amazing ideas from the fans already, things that we've never thought. And you see that a lot of people is playing Dungeons and Dragons differently that you do. And they have like really good ideas and things that you're not using and that you can easily implement in the software. So it's been so fun so far. And I'm trying not to smile like an idiot, but it's been crazy so far. It's a success. And yeah, we are just asking people to go to our Kickstarter campaign and back us, first of all, because they can pre-order the whole thing. And they can take a copy now. They can pre-order the copy now so that they can have access earlier than anyone else. And second, because as we increase the budget, we will be able to do more and more and more. And if you go and check the numbers, we're basically not asking for a lot of money because we had the funds to do it. So now we are hunting down new features and upgrades. And that's the cool thing because, people won't have to wait for 2 years to get the product. Okay. We are doing it for now. So yeah. So if anyone likes, please follow the link and back us today.
Okay, I put the link inside for you again. I will just summarize in German. Ja. Also, kurze Zusammenfassung. Das Kickstarter läuft jetzt schon seit 2 Wochen. Wir sind mittendrin. Es geht noch bis zum 30. Und es hat nur 8 Stunden gedauert, bis das ganze Ding durch war. Also Sie sind bereits finanziert. Es wird auf jeden Fall kommen. Das Programm ist fast komplett fertig. Und das, was man jetzt macht, wenn man sie backt, also wenn man sie unterstützt bei ihrem Kickstarter, ist deswegen sinnvoll, früh zu tun, weil es ganz viele Möglichkeiten gibt, mitzuwirken. Es werden also Stretch Goals freigeschaltet. Sagen wir mal, es werden 5 neue Boss-Minis oder so etwas durch das Stretch Goal freigeschaltet und dann werden Umfragen gemacht auf dem Discord-Server, also in der Community der Backer. Was wollt ihr denn jetzt eigentlich haben? Und die Sachen werden dann umgesetzt. Das heißt, wenn ihr das Spiel für euch optimieren wollt, schon im Vorhinein, lohnt es sich früh einzusteigen, weil ihr dann sagen könnt, ich möchte gerne die 5 Drachen haben oder ich möchte gerne den Beholder und Monster XY, whatever, um genau das zu bekommen. Das finde ich ist eigentlich ein ziemlich guter Gedanke, die Community früh damit reinzubinden und dadurch gibt es halt auch unheimlich viel abzustauben. Also jetzt ist es schon so, ihr könnt schon nicht mehr verlieren, ihr kriegt das auf jeden Fall, ihr kriegt es auch üblicherweise sehr günstig. Ich hatte auf der Gamescom mit Chrissa kurz schon drüber gesprochen und did I get it right that after the Kickstarter it's about $30 for the Game Master and 20 for the player version, or what is the price?
Something around that. It would be something around that. Obviously, in the Kickstarter campaign, we have offers for the people, but yeah, it will be via Steam with almost the same prices later on. Yeah.
Okay, also das bedeutet im Endeffekt, hinterher wird das ungefähr 30 € für die Spielleiterlizenz kosten, 20 € ungefähr, ne? Das sind jetzt ungefähre Werte für eine Version für den Spieler. Und ich habe auch schon gesehen, es gibt eine Version, glaube ich, von 60 Pfund oder sowas, wo die Spielleiter-Version drin ist und 4 Versionen für die Spieler, also deutlich günstiger als das, was ihr hinterher bezahlen würdet dafür. Wir gucken am Ende auch nochmal in das Kickstarter rein. So, my next question to you is
before you ask your next question, I don't speak German, but did you say anything about Beholder?
I said the beholder when I said you can get 5 dragons as you explained, or do you want anything else? So I said maybe the beholder and monster XY, whatever.
Okay. I just wanted to see if I got it right. Okay, next question. There you go.
I don't want to be mean, but it's not the first VTT on the market. What is special about your VTT?
All right, yeah. And you are not mean. It's a natural question. So we know that there are other VTTs out there. So in our minds, there are 2 types of VTTs. There are the 2D ones and the 3D ones. So the biggest difference with the 2Ds is that we are offering a 3D experience. You can build your environment in a 3D space, and the players are able to see everything in a 3D environment, which we think is really cool. So it's another service, it's another art style, it's something new. We also know that there are other 3D VTTs out there and world builders, because one difference that RPG Story has is that it's a world builder and a VTT. So you get to use it both ways. So if you don't want to use, and that's a big difference we have with almost everyone. If you don't want to play your game in RPG Stories, we say that's fine. You can use the world builder, build your maps, export them in 2D or 3D or video, and use them in another VTT. We don't say no to that. And we also do the exact opposite. If you don't want to use our world builder, you can bring in your images and just use our VTT. In my mind, the biggest difference that we have when it comes to the competition is that we give everything for commercial free usage. So that means that you can use RPG Stories, build an environment, write your quest, because we have quest writing tools, and export everything in a single file and then sell it or pass it for free. So we are not going to claim copyrights, and our motto basically is that we sell the software, you guys sell the stories, let's all gather together and win. The third difference is that we are trying, and we will keep trying, to add features for quest writing. So what we want to do is that for the people to have everything in one software. So you are able to build your environments, but you are also able to write your quests, put quest notes in every place in the 3D scene. So it's also a quest writing tool, not only a world builder and not only a VTT. Another difference that we have, and maybe we are the only one, I'm not sure, but I think we are the only one. We are not using miniatures for the characters and the monsters. We are using video game-like 3D models. So you create your character, you have a 3D model that walks and fights in the scene, and not a miniature. But at the same time, just because we're crazy, we have accepted to integrate the Hero Forge API for people who really like miniatures. So you can bring from Hero Forge your own miniatures. Although this might harm our own sales, we don't care. We just want the community to be happy. So, and the final difference is that we support all eras as a world builder and as a VTT, that I think nobody has. You can do it like in Roll20, but you have to go and build elsewhere or pay a lot of money to do it. So with the same price, we allow everything. And if you ask me, my personal idea of what's the biggest difference, and this is not official, it's my personal idea, is that we are going to listen to the community. So basically, we will always give a voice to the people who are using RPG Stories. We want to build something alongside with the community. And only time can prove this, and we know it. But here we are. Today we have our first questionnaires out there, the first alpha event. And we really take it seriously, because we know that people are complaining in other companies like, hey, can you please do that? And they get false promises and things like that. We know why this is happening. Basically, it's really hard to follow whatever the community wants. It's almost impossible. But we want to try it. We want to listen to the people. And, when we see something that the majority wants, go there and implement it, even if we don't like the idea. Because, there's this ego that, hey, it's my product. I want it that way. But we're not going to do this.
Okay,
that's
a
answer.
lot.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, there are a couple of things that are easier to understand when you show them. Yeah. Maybe this is the point where you could show what we get when we back you.
All right, let me share my screen here. All right, so where should I start? This is basically the current build, and this is the alpha version of the wall builder. It's a single player version. So the user is getting this 3D scene where he can basically build his environments. We have a model basically where we follow either auto ways to build your environment or manual ways. So let me give you an example. You get to change the whole ground, for example. You can say that, hey, I want my ground to be water. Let me get off the grid. Or you might want like mud or stone or a rocky terrain or a swamp terrain or a desert terrain. So you can change everything right away. But let's go back to the default one. So what is happening is that we give you a room builder, basically, that it works automatically. You don't have to go and build your rooms tile by tile and wall by wall. So every time this collection panel opens, you get the all category, the fantasy, the modern, and the sci-fi. Let's go to fantasy because everyone loves D&D. So let's say that you choose this room style, and then you are good to go, and you can start easily drawing rooms. So it's basically simple as that. So you don't have to do everything manually, and you get to create your maps really fast and easy that way. And let's pick like another style here to show. Obviously, you can connect different styles. Yeah. And you can create your dungeons like really fast and really easy. And the same thing, the same principle, it comes with the objects and with the outdoor environments. So when you finish your map and you want to start putting objects, let's give an example. You go to objects here. Again, you got the collection with all the objects we have right now. And you have the category of all, fantasy, modern, and sci-fi. So let's go to all. Let's say you want to create a forest, for example. Let's say trees. So you pick the tree you like. Let me pick this one. And instead of going one by one and placing trees until the end of times, you can always hold Alt and start drawing forests and drawing trees in your scene. So you don't have to spend, all the time needed, and you can always change it all the time of the world to wall build your environment. So now in 5 minutes, we already have 2 dungeons and a forest, and let's pick rocks. And you can take this rock and do the same thing, create a rock environment. And then you can, again, go to the ground and make it like this and get off the grid. And here we go. And of course, you can go zoom in your environment and you can start placing objects. Let's place, I don't know, chests. I don't know, which one do you like? Let's place this one here. So when you place an object, you get this UI around it. You get to rotate it. You get to move it whenever you want, make it bigger, make it smaller, copy, paste it, delete it. And for people who really like detail, with this tool here, you can change the UI that you control the object, and you can start, rotating in any possible weird direction you might want to do. And the same thing goes with basically every object.
Okay. First question. I think about Dungeon Alchemist. It has an option to fill the rooms. Will this be inside too?
Yes, let me tell you. So basically what we build and what we are trying to achieve here is to create an improved Dungeon Alchemist when it comes to world builders. So the reason we didn't go right away and say, hey, in this room, I want you to also put objects, is that from certain questionnaires we did, we saw that most dungeon masters, after they do that, they go inside and they change everything because they don't like the randomness. So we already have that, but we don't show it in that build, but we have the AI to do it.
Nice.
And we are waiting for the fans to tell us their opinion, if they want us to use it or not, or how smart they want it to be. Because, Dungeon Alchemist is using these really nice categories, like I want this room to be an alchemist room, or I want this to be a library room. But that way you need to follow your whole dungeon will be a library, and then you have to change, and you cannot have the same walls and the same floors because you've changed the category. So we want to see how the community is going to shape it. Another difference, since you mentioned Dungeon Alchemist, is that we allow clipping. So basically, I was in walls. So basically you can take, let me show that outside of a dungeon. Let's go here. You can take this bed, for example, place it here, but let's take another one. You can place things inside of another, or inside the wall, or place it down the ground or up the ground. So we're not following the grid because we know that dungeon master really love to create weird situations and weird things. And that's another reason why we allow users to place in the same scene sci-fi, modern, and fantasy models, because there are out there weird people in weird games that we really want to support. So yeah, you get everything you want in the same scene. Well, that's a really big plan.
Okay, Short Summarize. Ich habe gerade gefragt, ob es möglich sein wird, dass die Räume sich selbst automatisch füllen, so wie wir das bei anderen Programmen schon kennengelernt haben. Im Moment sind sie dabei, das umzusetzen. Also es wird auf jeden Fall möglich sein. Sie wollen aber, dass die Community mitbestimmt, wie das Ganze funktionieren soll, damit die Räume sich intuitiver füllen und nicht einfach so gefüllt werden, wie das Programm sich das überlegt hat. Und sie machen keine Eingrenzung sowohl im Grid, also man kann alles überall platzieren und damit also auch übereinander und kreuz und quer bauen, wie man will. Und man ist nicht eingeschränkt darauf zu sagen, ich möchte jetzt ein Fantasy-Setting bauen und hat dann nicht die Möglichkeit, auf die Sci-Fi-Sachen zuzugreifen oder so etwas. Das geht immer alles, wie wir gerade sehen können. Okay.
All right. That was really fast. That's it pretty much. Also, everything that should produce light, it produced light. We really like that. We have this environmental lighting library where you basically can change the style of the environment, the light and the colors. You can always zoom out, find the sun, redirect the shadows, play with the lights. We also have, let me show you the quest writing a little bit. So you have this nice journal here where you can start creating pages, and you get to rename the pages. Let's say Germany, since we are in Germany. And you can type anything you want. I am Greek, so I have a Greek keyboard, so I can write in Greek if I want. So we allow all languages, and you can then go to page 2, and so you can track down all your quests. And as well, from this nice tool here, you can place quest notes that only the dungeon master can see in a specific place in the 3D scene. again, put the title, write down whatever you want, close it, open it again, and you can always change the place of the note, or, if you like. So that way you get to, have your notes here in the scene, have your journal here. And also you can split your environments into different tabs. So let's call this one, with double click, map 1, and that's it. But you can also create like another one and another one and another one, and you can split it to tabs basically, and always go back to your first map, or go to number 3. Let's place something here so we can demonstrate it. So
to build up houses with many levels, or
yes, but also you can split the environment so that you can say that my players are going to see that one, and as they play and as they disagree on how to open a door, I can
can I place one player on map 1 and the other on environment 2 or whatever?
Yes, you will be able to do that, because sometimes the players do the mistake to split. Which everybody knows that they shouldn't, but they do. So yeah, basically this is it. It's a really fun to use and really easy to use tool. And as you can see here, dice, how it goes. You can roll the dice, see the results, the dice fall in the 3D scene. I got a natural 20 as well. Thank you very much. And basically you can play any role-playing game that way. The usual stuff, VTT stuff, you got Fog of War. You can place your Fog of War here and then, open it. Although this is pretty tricky to explain it, we will probably give the option, if people really like the idea, we want each player to have his own camera. So with that said, each player will be able to see only around him. So that might make the Fog of War useless, because, now the DM won't have to go and get the darkness out, because each player will be able to see only in a radius around him. But we will probably keep it, because we know that dungeon masters want to have their own, power in the game, and they want to control everything just in case. So we always go auto and manual, because we understand that dungeon master really need that. We also have VFXs. So for example, this is like gas, or let's place a small portal here. And we also have a weather system. Basically everything is there. So you can make it rain or light rain or snow or anything you want. Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff in a cool way, and in a fast way to be. I mean, we are having this this interview, I don't know, for maybe 20 minutes, and
yes, right.
We already have, so many things in this map. So we wanted to give something that it won't take like for ages for someone to create a world and spend the whole day here instead of actually playing.
Okay, I have a couple of questions now from the community.
All right.
Let's begin with the last question. Fog of War, can you hide the actual room size?
Not right now. Well, yes, you can, because, but a little bit manually, because basically if you want, you can hide the whole thing. Let's say like this, and we are going to give you the chance to, adjust how high is the Fog of War. Right now we have it low just to demonstrate. I will hide everything basically. So you can hide the whole area around it. You don't have to, be specific like in here. You can also hide the whole thing or the whole place. And you'll get the chance to adjust the height because, we have different styles and different models. And right now we set it in that height, so we can demonstrate in our marketing and in our advertisement how it works. Because otherwise it would be like a black thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is, will you be able to generate mountains and hills on the outer level? And can you change the level of it?
Yeah, that's basically what we are working on right now. Auto-generating, like give me a forest, give me mountains, give me, and having like the whole terrain, and then manually fix a few details. But also exactly what you said, sculpting basically the floor, so you can create holes or hills by yourself. So again, like every feature we have, we go either manually, so you get to sculpt the whole floor little by little, or an auto way. Please make this terrain rocky with hills, and you get it right away, and then you can go manually and fix it the way you want. Because we understand that there are users that they want things to happen automatically, and dungeon masters who really love detail. So we are trying for every feature to give both.
Okay. The next three questions, I think they want to know almost the same. Will there be plugins or stuff to expand the number of templates? Will there be cyberpunk assets? And will there be the possibility to implement your own assets?
Yeah. So you will be allowed to upload your own models. Yes. We will have in our website basically the instructions of our specs and how we create the models, so that we don't influence the performance, but you will be allowed to upload whatever you want. If you think your PC is strong enough to upload like crazy polygons, we will give you the opportunity to do it. We don't want to force you into anything. So for the cyberpunk, right now, the art style that we followed for the sci-fi era, let me open a new one. So the art style that we follow right now is something in between cyberpunk and Blade Runner. Because we know that these two are the most famous games right now. We will be uploading more and more models, and leave the chance to the community to decide how they want the art style and how they want things to look. And yeah, basically we will get votes and see the direction. So I don't think that we will follow a way where we will say that, hey, this is only for cyberpunk, or this is only for Blade Runner, or this is only for Star Wars. We are trying to create a mix of things that everyone can use it almost in every game. But yeah, there is a chance that we might create certain packages for certain worlds and say, hey, this is only for, let's say, cyberpunk, or this is only for Star Wars, for example. But for now, we're trying to give sci-fi models that will unite almost every game. And that's the direction we are trying to go.
So for cyberpunk, we are going to get floors and lights and all the stuff.
Yeah, we already have several things. I mean, let me throw roads, for example. We have several floors here, metal floors. We have a huge collection, and yeah, I can keep up showing things all day. But we don't want to, stuck with a specific style for a specific game.
Yeah.
We want to first, give options to the players to build their own ways. Even our models are closest to cyberpunk rather than, Star Wars or whatever. Let me bring a better lighting here. So yeah.
Maybe
even
maybe
you
we
know,
can
we
combine two questions here. What are we getting when I think about monsters, for example? And you said something about they are able to move.
yeah, they're able to move. Yeah, let me open another build because in this one I cannot demonstrate it.
Mhm.
But if you give me a second, I will show that to you. That's an older build. So right now we're running an alpha test event, and we deactivated the movement because we are working on the Hero Forge API and animations.
Mhm.
But let me demonstrate that here. So let's say you have this sci-fi model here. Let me show you as well something else. So we treat the objects the exact same way we treat the models. So you can, get the UI, you can make it bigger, smaller, copy, paste it. And it's basically the same principle as with the models. Mm-hmm. So we treat them the same way. So once you put a model in your scene, if you click on it, you get this activation. As you can see, it's in an idle position. You get this nice move character button from here. Mm-hmm. And if you activate it, basically, let me make a top view. If you activate it, then you can start moving your model around. Mm-hmm. I think we're getting a little bit of lag through the Steam. We do, yeah. I can see it in the other screen over there. I don't have it here, but yeah. So basically, you get to move your models and point out where you want to go. We have some attack animations as well. I can see the lag in the screen. Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
It's usually not there.
Yeah. I don't have it here. I mean, in my build, I see everything moving up correctly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is it, basically. Oh, now it's a little bit less as far as I can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But this is it. So the player gets to move the models around that way, mm-hmm. like, in games like Diablo or things like that. And for miniatures, you can just slide them. When we put the Hero Forge in. We have an idea on how maybe we can give the animations, the attacking animations to the miniatures, but we need to test it first. And we need the Hero Forge team to allow us to do it.
Okay, nice.
But yeah.
Okay, how many monsters do you get at the moment?
So right now, this is our whole model collection. It's a small collection. Mm-hmm. And the reason is we want to see the list of our fans. So we want to see what they want. Okay. The plan is, between you and I, is to open the monsters manual and go like page by page and start implement models in. Mm-hmm. We have an amazing art team that we really appreciate. And we are trying to deliver everything with packages. Let me explain that. So when it comes, let's say, this orc over here, we also have an orc leader, and we also have like an orc master or chieftain. So we are always trying to go that way. Same thing with the undeads, for example. So we have this skeleton, but also this skeleton warrior, and this other skeleton, and this ghoul vampire here. So we're trying to give packages and not going one by one. So yeah, same thing will happen with the dragons, obviously. And we want to take, the most manual and start implementing. Some things are really a little bit tricky because you need to have the copyrights to do it. We're getting there. But yeah, for example, we have the beholder ready, but we don't have it in the build for copyright reasons, but we will eventually do it. So yeah, this is how it will work. So as we progress, we will start giving updates with more and more monsters all the time. Wow. And same thing with characters. And let me explain that to the people because I understand that there are questions. So if you check our models closely, let me make them a little bit bigger, bring a sci-fi as well. And let's place this one as well. And let's bring modern as well. So if you check the character models, you'll see that basically it's the same model. It's the same base model. We allow the users in the multiplayer version, I don't have it here to show it to you. Basically, when they create the character, to shape the character, to customize the character and say, hey, I want my character to be a little bit taller, change the skin, change the hair, change the dress, the weapons they're holding, and then connect it to the character sheet and bring it in. So this is the art style we followed. We are using this mouthless style. We stole that basically from a game that we really liked. They have faceless faces with no eyes, no nose, no nothing. We really liked that idea. We tried to copy it some way, and we chose that mouthless path. Basically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice. If you can customize it as much as you want to, you can really get what you think about when you want to play it.
Yeah, that's the whole idea, to give the chance to the players to create the characters the way they want. This will be coming on and on with updates because it's a lot of work, because you have to create a lot of options. When you have like a base model that anyone can change it and make it the way they want it to look, you have to give them options again and again and again. So, black robes, armors, weapons. It's endless, basically.
Can you just change the characters or even the, let's say, templates, whatever you drop, the boxes, the walls, carpet?
All right, yeah. We have, let me demonstrate that. We don't really like to show videos and things from within the engine, but if we go here to the Kickstarter campaign, let me show you. So we are giving the option to the users to customize the objects. Here it is. Here's a GIF demonstrating that.
Okay. Yes.
So basically, you can go in every object and change a little bit the textures, change a little bit the color, how grainy it is, because what we want to do is give the opportunity to the user to basically do whatever they like. So if you check closely this model, you will see that it's a little bit old and a little bit dirty here in the corners and a little bit stylized. So the users will be able to change this. And a good example, we are basically asking our fans in Discord right now about this. So if I go to fantasy and say house, for example, you will see that, let's place this one here.
Wow.
So this house, as an art style, it's a lot different than this one.
Yeah.
And this is exactly how the user can change the texture. If you see here, this has a lot more detail than this one. And we are trying to see what the players really prefer as an art style and how detailed they want. And we're going to follow that way for the default ones. And then you'll get the chance to have sliders and say, hey, I want mine to be dirtier or older or whatever they might need.
Well, this is pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, one question I forgot before. What is about dungeons? If you want to build a dungeon not with casual walls, so more natural.
So, like going manually and do it your way. Yeah, it's the same principle. So you come here, you choose the type of wall you want. Do you mean something like that? Like
no, without walls or anything, just the raw stone, for example.
Yeah. All right. Got it. So what we are going to do for that, basically, we're going to give so many options and we're going to treat them like walls. I'll try to explain that. So let's say you want to create caves. Right now, what you can do is, create a wall like this. what we are doing and working right now is that we take our rocks and our art style when it comes to rocks, and we want you, oh, I turned it off for some reason. So we will give you the chance to use the rocks and any other nature object the way you are using the walls. So you will be able to drag and basically create with the height and depth you want environments, and the same thing in the other way. So from here, where you can just, take this and draw a room, you will be able to do that with rocks, with plants, with everything, so that you can create complex things.
Okay.
So we are combining all these things as the day goes by. So right now, if you're gonna, let's do this really manually, you can take this nice tree here and try to create a line. And there you go. You have like a place within the forest that you can move. So we want to add this with mud, let's say, or grass in the floor, and create, corridors and natural terrains, the same way we treat the rooms, but also with a circle. For example, we want to give you a brush that it won't be like following the squares, but you'll be able to do squares, rectangles, circle, triangles, things like that.
Okay. Will there be the possibility to deactivate all these working effects to get a static image?
Yeah. So the exports, we also have this nice drawing tool here. So the export that we're going to allow, it will be like 2D. You will get the top view, or you'll be able to decide what type of view you want and export the PNG or JPEG. We are going to support exports for Roll20 and Foundry and other VTTs as well. And also we have this, I don't know how to show that to you now, but so right now I'm moving the camera with my mouse, but you can also move the camera with the keyboard like I'm doing right now. I know you cannot really say the difference, but as you do, you can record your screen and make cinematic videos.
Can you record in-game?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, or you can always use any record screen program you like, because we know that there are out there really good record screen programs. I am using one of them.
Okay. So I could do video handouts for my players, for example.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right away. And I know that some of them cost a lot of money, so we didn't want to say, hey, no record screen. Feel free to use whatever you want, guys. Yeah. You can also pinpoint, like in every VTT, if you want to say, hey, I'm going to go there, I want to go there. Especially when the party is fighting and they're trying to negotiate how they're going to do things. And we have this tool for, better collaboration. Let's go that way. Or, hey, I'm talking about this thing here, or I'm talking about this thing here, or this thing here. And you can always write your name, like I do all the time.
Could you lower the angle of the camera to get a first person view?
Right now, we've set the camera to... You can go up until here, or turn around here, or zoom out, zoom in. But in the settings, this will be free.
Okay.
So you will be able to set your own limits on how you want the camera to be.
Okay.
Because we want the Dungeon Master to be able to set the world the way he wants, and then to be able to go to the camera settings of the players and say, this is what I want, how I want my players to watch the game. So either they will allow the players to have their own camera, move everywhere they want around their own model, or lock them, let's say, here, or in first person, or whatever they want to do.
Okay. I think the next questions are going to get more technical.
I hope I can answer them because I'm not there.
Okay. Will it be possible to create a scene with two people? So maybe two dungeon masters in one scene?
All right. I'll be honest with you. I've never thought of that. But since day one that we announced that we are creating this, we got that question so many times. I didn't know that there are people out there doing this. So yes, we had a meeting like 2 months ago, and we said that, hey, we got more than 30 emails asking that. So let me explain this. So we sell 3 different versions. And if anyone goes to our Kickstarter, he's going to see that. So we have let me open actually the journal. So we have the GM version. So the GM version has everything. Okay, it has the wall builder, the VTT, play mode, and they can play as a GM or as a player.
Okay.
All right, so that's the full suite, the whole thing. That's the GM version. So if you have a GM version, you can play as a DM, you can play as a player, you can do whatever you want. We have the player version, which is a lot cheaper. So the reason we created the player version is because there are some players that they don't want to pay for the whole thing. They don't need the wall builder. They don't want to use the whole thing. And we know that in our competitors, especially in the 3D competitors, you have to buy the whole thing in order to play, even if you're not using the wall builder. So we decided to give a player version, which is 1/3 of the price, really cheaper. Now the player version, and this is a tricky one, is installed in the player's PC and Mac. All right. So it belongs to the player. So what the player can do is open the software, create the characters, write the journals, write backstory, save the characters, and when the time comes, connect and play with the friends. All right. So let me explain something now. So if 2 GM versions connect, yes, they can build together. Simple as that. So if everyone is using a GM version, even 3 or 4 or 5 guys, they can connect in the same game and start world building.
Nice.
All together. If you have 2 GM versions playing with a player version, what is going to happen is that the 2 GMs will be able to see the world builder and see their objects and how they build. What the player will see is models to appear out of nowhere. They won't be able to see. So basically, as the GM is holding this item here, the player won't see it. But once he places it in the floor, the player will see it immediately. So the player will just see things appearing and not the way they build it. So as, let's say, you build this wall, as you move, the player won't see anything. But when you stop moving, he will see the wall appear. That's how it works right now. Okay. So let's open the journal again. We have a 3rd version that we call it player seat. So the player seat basically is a different version of the player version. The difference is that player seats, let me write that down, are connected to the GM version. And they belong to the GM account.
Okay.
So what we're doing with these player seats is basically for professional DMs or streamers that, you know, they always change the players and they don't want to ask from their clients to buy the software at all. So I have a GM version with 6 player seats and I can decide who is going to use these seats each time. So today I give a seat to you, I play with you, and the same seat tomorrow, I give it to another friend and I play with another friend. The problem is with a player seat, although it sounds amazing, is that basically the GM has to do everything. He has to create the characters, he has to, you know, because, or otherwise he needs to open the player seats for a player, they get to create things, but they also get to see all the other player seats, characters and stuff like that. So if you want a player version that will belong to you and only you, you want to go with a player version. If you are a professional DM, you should probably go with a player seat so you can open and close anytime you want. So that's it pretty much. These are the versions. And the answer is yes, you can build with another VM.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Chaos. One question you still answered, which operating systems will be supported?
Okay, it's PC, Mac, and we got a lot of requests for Linux, so we just started studying how to do it. We are going to do it, but I just cannot say when. This year, we're gonna also, after we release a little later, we're gonna give Linux as well. And we are discussing with another company. I cannot say all the details. Basically, they create an amazing tablet. They call it console because it has the power of a console, but it's a tablet that the size is like a table. So basically, you have a tablet table where you can play board games. And we made an agreement with them to include RPG stories in there, so that people can not only play online, but they can also play around the table and move the models around the table, in their own houses. So in order to deliver that, we will have to create a tablet version. So at the end of the day, it will be PC, Mac, Linux, and tablets. The mobile version is in our plans, but 1.5 or 2 years from now, because it's a lot more complicated. We don't think that people is going to build anything in a mobile. So maybe a player's version through mobile might be good. We are thinking about it.
Okay. Now the last question I got from the chat for in-game. What character sheets are still supported, or what systems will be supported?
All right. So for character sheets, we are creating, let me show you again in our campaign here. Where is it? No, I have to go up. There you are. So let me also zoom a little bit. So we are creating our own character sheets following the UI art we have. And this is what we are going to give to the players, basically, so that they can do whatever they want here. But we will allow you to upload your own. So basically, you will be able to upload whatever PDF you want, and then, go there and create your character with your favorite character sheet. Now, for the system and rule sets, that's a tricky question. So in the long run, we're going to start with, 5th edition, because it's the most famous one. But we want to go further than that. So we are talking with several indie games and systems that they are not really famous, and we want to bring the rule sets or styles in it. As we progress and as the years go by, we want to add more and more and more. We understand that people is in love with Dungeons & Dragons, so it will always be our first priority. For games, like, let's say Vampire the Masquerade, where basically you cannot really have rule sets because the disciplines and the powers of the vampire, it's almost impossible to showcase. And they're a little bit vague in the rules, because when somebody says, I'm doing dominate, for example, or presence, you cannot really showcase that. So these kind of games, we are trying to figure out a design to at least help with the dice pool, the D10 dice pool, which it's kind of a complex system. So we understand that someone will need the automation. And overall, the design will have, and maybe you need to translate that, we have the values exposed. So that means that when you go to your inventory and you go to the orc and it has like AC armor class 17, you will be able to change that value and save it. So you will get to kind of homebrew everything. And as we progress, we're going to give more and more and more. This is something for next year, obviously, but we will start with D&D and move forward from that.
Do we get macros so that dice are thrown for us if we just click on something?
That's basically the system of rule sets.
Okay.
That's because we know that people is playing that way right now. So this is a little bit more complex to connect the rule sets with the dice, and then, because this is our dream, with the animations. Because right now, when you play, you get like a text that, hey, you got that result and you did that damage. We want to make it move. We want to make it show it in the screen. So, and that is the main reason that in our Kickstarter campaign, we say that we're going to deliver the final version after a year, although we are going to release the first version really soon. Because what we're going to do is that we're going to release the world builder, and then we will have the first upgrade and the second upgrade. And as we progress, we will give upgrades till we give everything we promised. So yeah, the click and everything happens automatically will be the last one, but it's in our design, yes.
Okay. Where can I get the program later on? On Steam or?
Yeah, it's via Steam.
Steam, okay. So maybe if we are still on this page, do you want to tell us what's in the Kickstarter?
Well, basically, let me make it a little bit smaller because I cannot see a thing. Basically, in this Kickstarter campaign, and we hope that people will appreciate it, we are already funded. So now we are hunting the overall upgrade, this stretch goal here. People can scroll down and read everything about us, find out how everything works, watch videos, basically whatever we talked about in this interview. But what I would, and we explain, the quest writing, the world builder, and how it works, what we have, what we're going to add in the future. We show several nice collaborators we have. We explain all our VTT features. What I would like to say and explain basically is our pledges. So obviously you can pledge whatever price you want, even £1 or €1. It will be helpful. So we have the supporter, which is like €5. I live in London, so you get to see this in pounds, not euros. But anyway, so this one is the minimum. What you get with this one is you get to vote on our Discord polls what kind of models you want us to implement next. So you just get a vote. If you ever buy the software, you are allowed to vote. That's the whole thing. And we are really proud of the vote system because we really, really, really want for people to come and say their opinion. So the next pledges is the simple player and the player seat I explained. We have them in case somebody buys a package and then he wants to add additional seats, so they can come here and take them. There is the Game Master, which basically it's the full suite, and we give access from beta. And if you want, in that pledge, you can add player seats or player versions. We have this offer here that is called Party Package. Basically, for a lot less money, you can take the GM version plus 4 player versions. And this addresses a party, friends that they play together. So these are player versions. The Dungeon Master gets the GM version, the players take the player version, and they can play all together. So this package is for friends. A little bit higher is the Pro Game Master Party Package, where basically it's the same thing, but with player seats for professional DMs that they want, to have seats to open and close them for other users. Then we have the VIP membership. So basically the VIP membership is, in my opinion, the best package we have. And it's really popular. We've got like 91 people. So the VIP membership is basically a party package that also gives several collaboration opportunities with us, with the company. So if you are a VIP member, you get to sell your things through our marketplace without us, reviewing everything. You also get additional gifts. If you come to our campaign, you can see it. And you have a closest relationship with the team. You get to say your opinion more. And basically the best thing about the VIP membership is that you get to sell your quests or your models or your creations through our marketplace. It doesn't mean that you cannot go to another marketplace and sell. You can, but since this is our product and we have a founded campaign, we believe that giving the opportunity to sell through our marketplace will give extra visibility to those people and that they might need it. And then we go to crazy pledges. Well, basically we have this one and the next one that they're really expensive, but you get to ask for your own models. So you get to say, hey, I want you to create for me a model that will look specifically like this or like this. And as we go on, what happens is that you get to ask for more models until we reach the storyteller pledge, which is really expensive, where basically you can ask for several things to be created for you. And you also get 0 fees when you sell through the marketplace for life. Nice. So we claim nothing, it's all yours. And we have this pledge gold that nobody so far pledged, 0 backers, where we give tons of assets for you, specific characters and specific monsters created for you and only for you, 50% discounts on all our future products, 0 fees from the marketplace, things like that. That's it pretty much. The main reason we are explaining this is because although we write it down in every pledge here, so please remember a player's version will belong to the player, the player's seat will belong to you, and you get to open it and lock it for players.
Okay.
That's the only difference, because people get confused with that a little bit, although we write it down. So half of the comments is about the player seats and the player version. So yeah, that's pretty much the campaign. We have everything written down with honesty, so you can know exactly how we're going to spend the funds and how we're going to do it. And yeah, and 16 days to go.
Okay. Now, after you showed all these things, all the things your program can do, it's a lot of work for a computer, right? So 2 questions. How does hosting work, and will even a small laptop be able to show what the game master wants to show?
All right. Let me explain how we solved that problem. Because we did. So here's what happens. So our specs, we are not announcing our specs again because we want to be honest. So we think it's stupid to announce specs without having the final features ready. It will be a lie. So what we say and we promise is that this will be a software for medium spec PCs. So basically any laptop or any PC or any Mac that it's 5 years old won't have any problem. The other thing we do is that we optimize all the models. So they are game ready. It's a term we use. They are game ready. So, the polygons are not too heavy. We have our own techniques. So what happens is another trick we do is that basically if you place like tons and tons and tons of models in your scene again and again and again and again, and let's play also trees and things like that. So what is happening, as you see, no lag, but what is happening is that the camera renders what it sees. So everything that is now behind me basically does not exist, like live rendering, like in video games. Yeah. So even if your PC is not as strong, when you split it and you go to a new environment, you are again in 0 models because you are not seeing this environment. So even if your PC is not super strong, you can create a scene here and go on to the other environment and then to the other environment and keep it up that way. So medium spec PCs, and you will have no problem. For older PCs, we will see. We are doing a few experiments even in an i3. We tried to run the software in an i3. One of the guys in the team has a really old PC and we tested. It worked actually, but it was ready to explode. But yeah, medium spec PC. Now the host, we are following piece to piece, basically. One of the guys is the host, the other are the clients, and they play all together. And we have a photon server for exchanging the data, the data. So everyone can be the host. Our advice is for the guy with the best PC to be the host.
Okay.
Like in all games, basically. Like, you know, because everything will happen via Steam or via matchmaking through our system. So, you know, even if you play, let's say, I don't know, Diablo, for example, it's better for the host to have the better PC. But it doesn't really matter because it has to do with what your camera sees. So for the players, it will be a better experience, even if they don't have like the best PC in the world, because they will get to see what the camera shows them. So anything that is around them. So yeah, overall, we made sure that this can run with medium PCs, and you know, you don't have to have the best graphic card or an i7 with 8 cores to just play D&D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty amazing. Wow. Okay. I'm out of questions. Do you have anything you want to tell us at least?
I want to tell you thank you for this interview. And I want to ask for the people to follow you and subscribe to your channel because it's really important. So if there is anyone that is watching this interview and haven't already followed and subscribed, you should, because content creators like Dustin really need it and it's really helpful. And finally, we ask you to go to our Kickstarter campaign and back us because we need you there. We need your help to achieve our dreams, and we want to deliver something that it will belong to you. So that's really important.
So, Chet, I am going to give you the link again. So maybe if you haven't been there, you can take a look. You can do a bookmark of it if you want to sleep overnight over your decision which package you want to take. Thank you very much, Agis, that you took time.
Thank you. I thank you very much.
Okay, so people outside, we are going to get out. Have a nice evening and see you in the next stream. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.